Well, hello everyone. Thought I would give an update here and show you what I've been up to. One of the first things I did was the subrail extensions that I had done earlier. I had to put the final epoxy on them, or epoxy them and final assemble them. I did that, and then also in the A pillar here, I made these A pillar brackets, but before I installed those I had to sandblast and clean up the inside here and paint that with epoxy so it wouldn't rust again. So I did that. I sandblasted all the inside of the A pillar all the way up and everything, cleaned all that up, brushed on a nice coat of epoxy. Then I went ahead and welded in my A pillar braces. Then I was wanting to just double check my pedal position, so I installed the firewall, the cowl panels, and I started working on my floorboards. So I made a cardboard pattern, and then I ended up cutting out some floorboards. The bottom one's done there, and the other one's done, except I have to cut out the area for the steering column. And in order to do that, I need to set up my column drop. I got to figure that out. And all that leads to getting the seat in the correct position. So I've been working with that too. The stock position is it's up here, but I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, so I'd like to have a little more room. So I want to move the seat back a little bit. So I was doing a little research on that. Not necessarily how far back to move the seat, but what I could do with the package tray. The package tray supports the top of the backrest of the seat. It has these little tabs that go right in the package tray, and that's what supports the top. Well, when you move your seat back, of course, that interferes with the package tray. So, with my research, I found that on the package tray here, alright, this package tray, the back of the seat goes against here, and this goes against the back of the cab. Well, there's a piece of wood right here that's 1.5 inches wide, and what you can do is actually take this piece off the front, move it to the back, and the slots are already cut and everything, so that moves the back of the top of the back of the seat back 1.5 inches. So since I moved my seat back 1.5 inches, and I can modify that package tray, I won't have to do a bunch of modifications. It should be pretty simple to modify this and install it, and then I'll see how my seating position is. Alright, so I got the tray modifications done. When I took these screws out, there was round holes. I had to make them square so that they would fit the head of that screw. And of course the screws were too long here, so I took this piece off, installed the screws, and then cut them off at the nut. And then I had to replace the screws with new screws on this because the other ones were rusted out. But that's all there is to it. Pretty simple, pretty quick. Gave me a little room. Okay, well, the package tray is installed after the modification, and I have the seat moved back about 1.5 inches from stock, and you know, it's still a little too tight. I'm gonna have to cut the package tray after all. If I'm sitting in here like that, it's kind of close to the knees and everything. So I'm gonna have to go back a little more. I tried. Tried to do it easy, but I mean, it's not that much more work. It's not a big deal. All right, well, after finding out that I needed to shorten that package tray a little more, I ended up taking 2 inches, this 2 inches. I sectioned that out of the package tray, and what that did was, that was the maximum I could take out and still get that little bracket right there at the corner of the seat to screw into that wood, the wood that surrounds the rear window there. So anyway, that 2 inches happened to be just about right for me. So my seating position, as far as the distance back, is good. So that, once I figured that out, then it allowed me to work on my column drop. And I've been working on my column drop. I have a couple ideas. Right now I have this pattern, let's see, about right there. I was thinking about doing it out of stainless steel, but I have another idea that just has solid rod, and then the solid rod, I'll just cut it to length right here and drill a hole down the center, so I'll have solid rod going up and down to support those. But I have the steering wheel position and the seating position pretty good now, and it looks like it's in about the right, area, somewhat like a stock Model A. But so far it's looking good, and that's the update for this time. Thanks for watching.